So I've just collected this parcel. It's from my friend Daniel at 724. And in it are boots named after also my friend John Bristow of the Happiness Carpenter fame. Let's take a look. G'day, welcome back to Bootlosophy, my channel about the review of heritage boots. If we haven't met, my name is Tech, and we're meeting here on Wadjuk Country in Perth in Western Australia. So this box has arrived from 724. My friend Daniel there, who was, I believe, the sales director of the previous brand Dievier, has started his own brand called 724. Now, Daniel and I have been in correspondence for a little while, looking through this custom-made boot, because although it's basically the same design as standard, he's customized the outsole for me. After trying different outsoles, we tried initially like a logger heel, didn't quite work with the last, so we now have a Vibram outsole here, which I will show you. Now, 724 was born after the demise of the previous brand Dievier. Daniel is based in Los Angeles in the US, but the boots are made in Leon in Mexico, as we all know, the center of North American boot making down there in Leon. So I'm quite excited to open this box. You'll see it as I see it. Let's have a look. So let's get this open. Let's get it out of its mailing box. I'm sure there's a proper shoebox inside. Covered with the packing note, and it's covered with brown paper to protect it. Sorry if that was a bit rustly. Here you go. Here are the 8-inch Bristow boots. Let me just untie the lace, which has been tied up for presentation purposes, obviously, and get rid of the packing. And I think what I'll do is I'll get both boots out, and then we can talk about them one at a time. And while I'm doing this, I can already feel how supple that leather is. Right. Get the packing out of the second boot. Gosh, this is well packed so that you're not creasing the boot. You can see how supple that is. Let me get in there. And there's a second pair of laces as well. All right. I'll get rid of the box. And here we go. Let's take a look at this one first. So this is Black Oiled Roughout, and the feel, the hand it's clearly roughout, but I can feel the wax in it, but it's not oily, that it doesn't leave a residue in my fingers. Oh, this is so supple. Look, it's just brilliant. It's going to be really soft and supple, I think. First impressions, 8-inch boot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eyelets, 2 speed hooks right at the very top. This is a custom sole, which 724 can do for you. They would normally come with a standard wedge sole. This is the Vibram Montagna full slip sole. In fact, it's a full unit. Daniel made a video of this, so I'm going to just put the link to that video when he announces him making this boot for me and the detail of the Vibram sole. He also announces a special deal for customers, but I think by the time this comes out, that deal's probably over. But keep an eye on his channel because deals will happen, I think, from time to time. So a logo there, 724 on the tongue. I really like this leather. It's a rough out, but it's not sort of all matty and nappy. It's sort of been oiled down, but it's not waxed. It's not that heavy wax rough out. It just feels a super soft, nice waxy feel to it. Right, so obviously a MocToe boot. From what I can see, it's not 2 pieces of leather. It's a MocToe where this stitch has gathered that apron stitch just to gather it up. The profile is a typical MocToe. It's quite straight and then down, so it gives you plenty of room for your toes. It is 8 inches, as I said. There's a rolled top at the top of the collar, which is very nicely done. It's tucked into the lining. The whole boot is lined, yes. Another lace tucked in there. The whole boot is lined with this tan calf skin, I believe. It's a really soft leather. And you can see how thick that leather is, the uppers as well as the lining leather, all the way through. The lace facing edge is just cut leather. It's not rolled. That roll doesn't follow through. The hardware is interesting. It's a kind of, it's not brass, but it's sort of antiqued steel and then shiny steel for the speed hooks. And the speed hooks are interesting. They're like hiker boot speed hooks, like those that you get on a hiking boot. And the hardware is all properly lined really nicely. So it comes with these leather laces as well as these nylon Taslon laces. Contrasting stitching in white thread, double stitch there under the lining. What is it? 1, 2, quadruple stitch along there, where this is constructed almost like a boat shoe with a shaft attached to it. And it's stitched on with quadruple stitches there. 1, 2, 3, quadruple stitches in the backstay. And it's a 2-piece backstay, one piece of which turns into a pull loop. That's a nice sturdy pull loop. This is a Goodyear welted construction. You can see the welt, which is about that thick, and then you have a leather midsole, and then you have a rubber slipsole, rubber midsole slipsole, and then the actual Vibram Montagna outsole on it. So a nice sort of thick sole construction. Stitching is very neat, very clean. You can see the stitches on the welt is quite clean. There's a little kerfuffle there, but who's going to notice? I'm not going to take a microscope out in my boots, really, as long as there isn't a stitch that's run off the welt and gone to the edge or anything like that. The edge, the two ends of the welt meet on the inside, as they usually do. This one is a little undisguised, I suppose. Some of them, they'll tail off towards each other and on top of each other. And some people might not like that, but I think this is a nice work booty feel to this. The edges of the veg tan leather have been sanded, but are still a little bit nappy, you can see. Two types of ways of doing this. One is to put some wax on it and then sand it so it's really nice and flat and shiny. Another is just to leave it raw, as a work boot deserves. Inside the boot, there is a removable, now we'll pull it out. There's a removable foam-backed, leather-topped insole, and inside of which, inside you can see the leather insole. And interesting, there's sort of almost like a Blake stitch down at the bottom, as well as the actual welt. The tongue is semi-gusseted up to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the 5th eyelet to help with water resistance up to around here. Let's take a look at the other boot. Again, this is a nicely waxed oiled kind of rough out. You can see, perhaps there's a little less wax there and a bit more here. It's uneven. Very nice. So it's not a fully waxed, waxed flesh type thing. It's not even a lightly waxed, waxy commander suede. It's just been nicely oiled without leaving any residue. Lovely leather. 724 also on the heel. And again, the stitching is pretty darn good. Very nice. I like this. I like the black. It's in all black. I mean, to some people, they might want it all black out and have that blacked. I guess you could dye it. Very nice. So I think what I'll do is I'll put this on and then we'll finish up. And in a few weeks' time, I'll bring you a full review of this after having worn it for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. Okay, let's put them on. All right. I've left the leather laces on because I think they suit the boot better. And as I said in the unboxing, this feels so smooth and supple and soft. Beautiful. Right. Let's lace them up. And before anybody comments when I tie the lace, there's somebody who always comments, oh, you're tying your boots wrong. You're tying a normal what's it not. You should do a such and such. There's plenty of videos about it. The problem is if I do it for an unboxing, I just want to do a quick knot because you don't want dead air. And there's nothing as boring as watching somebody tie the proper knot they use. So yeah, no, this is not the knot I normally use. The fit is amazing. This is, I think, an 8D, so half size down, but I'll confirm it. If I've got it wrong, you're going to see something flash across the bottom of your screen telling you what size it is. I measure US 8.5D on the Brannock device, and actually I'm wrong. I think this is true to size. This is 8.5, but I'll flash it at the bottom of the screen. Once again, quick knot. It's not even, it's on the edge. Ha ha. There you go. Great fit. Nice roomy toe box. I can squiggle my toes. There's a good thumb's width in front of my toes. There's plenty of room here. Often with MocToes, this bit of stitching and this bit of stitching caused me a bit of a problem with that knuckle, but this is good. I'll leave this up so you can see the full height. Comfort underfoot is really quite good. I can feel that removable foam insole. It's very comfortable. And the way it's stitched, even with the Goodyear welt, it's quite flexible at the ball of my foot. A very slight heel slip. I wouldn't even call it half an inch. So that tells me that the sizing is accurate. And that tells me I'm not going to have a huge problem breaking this in at all. The width is just right. My right foot is the slightly wider one. And there's no problem with that ball of the foot area that I pointed out a bit earlier. The heel is cupped in, so it feels secure. The waist is maybe not as tight as it could be, but that's my foot, different volume. The instep is just right. And that leather, despite the 8-inch height, that leather is very supple, doesn't feel in any way cutting into my ankle. That rolled top is also making it very, very comfortable. Yeah, I like this. I like this. It's a very comfortable boot. Okay, so I'll wear this for a few weeks and then bring you a review. This is nice. Like it. All right, let's wrap up. So there you go. Another MocToe to add to my collection. I'm not a big fan of MocToes, but I do like them. And I think they give you a kind of interesting work boot feel to it, as well as a kind of outdoorsy boot, particularly my Russell moccasins, say, which I do wear to go bushwalking. But it's good to get this into my collection. It's one step beyond Dievier into this brand, 724, run by Daniel out of Los Angeles, California in the US and made in Leon, Mexico. The construction is really good, as you would expect from Leon, Mexico these days. There are some interesting design choices, like leaving the edges of the welt rough and nappy instead of getting them polished with wax. I think it gives a nice sort of outdoorsy feel to it. The Montagna sole is quite amazing, and it's not a great addition to the cost. Like the standard boot plus the Montagna is in the 350s, I believe, US dollars, which is quite amazing. Yeah, look, I'm interested to get this going. Wear these outdoors as I go for my walks, a little less often than I used to do, because of various health reasons. But I'm really interested to get these out there in the bush, get them dirty. That black is going to pick up a lot of red dust from around the Perth area, but interesting enough. And I might actually do, obviously I'll do the full review, and then I might actually do a how to clean these rough out leathers, which is going to be pretty interesting when it's a black rough out leather. So there you go. I hope you like this video. I hope you click on like and subscribe, and take care out there in this crazy, crazy world, and I will see you back here soon.